What is going on, Hive Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today I'm going to talk about this in a broader term. Cardio versus weight training. Which one is better for fat loss? Overall, with the studies that we have, with the meta-analysis, with all of the studies that are out there, which one has been shown to be better for fat loss? It's time to put the argument to rest. I'm going to go ahead and break that down in this video. Stay tuned. Quickly, before we start this video is sponsored by me, Fledge Fitness, FledgeFitness.com. If you haven't gotten your Fledge Fitness jump rope just yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. You're taking way too long to buy this jump rope. These bad boys always sell out. Only $16.50. An amazing swivel design with a perfect ergonomic aluminum handle for comfort and efficiency. You can't go wrong with the Fledge Fitness jump rope. You can go ahead and click the link below or the card on the top right hand corner. Now let's get into the video. One question that I get all the time is what's better? What's better for weight loss? Is it weight resistance training or is it cardio? Is the answer black and white? Is it very just clear as day? One reduces calories at set points more aggressively than the other. The other one can build lean tissue. But in the greater scheme of things, which one's better for fat loss? Is it cardio or is it weight training? So there have been a few studies that have been done. I'm going to touch on the more important studies. So there was 2 studies done in 2012 that touched on this topic, and then there was a meta-analysis that was done the year prior that looked at this topic as well. And these studies fell into a very similar conclusion. Now, one of the studies used over 100 participants, and they broke them up into groups in which they did resistance training, and then they did just cardio, and then they did both resistance training and cardio. And they realized that the cardio group actually lost more fat mass and overall composition, body composition, over the resistance training group, and was the same in comparison to the resistance training and cardio group. So the resistance training and cardio group, believe it or not, did not hyperdrive the fat loss that was seen in the cardio group. So based on this study alone, one would say that cardio is probably the more effective tool for fat loss. Remember, this question that's being answered is looking at it through that one lens, just losing weight, fat loss. And in that respect, it looks like cardio, just cardio, does that more effectively than resistance training, and as equally as effective with resistance training and cardio put together. Meaning that within this time frame, resistance training is not as beneficial as cardio, not even if you were to include cardio and resistance training. It shows that cardio is the common denominator for increased fat loss. And the meta-analysis is important because it's a systematic review. It looks at multiple studies that looked at all of these different points and then compresses it together and comes up with a statistical analysis. So it's multiple studies, so it's much broader, bigger sample size. So meta-analysis are really, really important. They're the most important when it comes to looking at research. And that 2011 meta-analysis also shows that cardio in and of itself is much better for fat loss than resistance training. But why? Why is this the case? Well, in the one time that you're doing resistance training and the one time that you're doing cardio would definitely have a more greater impact on the caloric energy burn at the time. So if you were to look at someone just doing cardio and someone just doing resistance training over the course of a month, over the course of 2 months, someone who isn't doing cardio isn't going to be creating more negative energy balance than someone who is burning more calories. Now, of course, you can make up for that by eating less. Cardio essentially allows you to eat a little bit more, but not that much more. Usually a good cardio session can burn from 300 to about 400 calories. So don't go too crazy thinking that cardio is so powerful that you can go ahead and do that and not think about what you're doing in terms of your diet, in terms of how you're eating. Yes, cardio is better than resistance training in overall fat loss and overall body composition reduction. But one study that we definitely want to look at is a study that was done after these studies, and it was done in 2013. This study looked at specific parts of the body in both men and women to see if cardio or resistance training was better. You see, fat stores in your body in so many different ways. There's white adipose tissue, which is the storing fat. There's brown adipose tissue, which is the burning fat, this fat that's ready to be used as energy. Visceral fat is the fat that's the most dangerous. That's the one that's inside of your body. It's near the organs. Those things, if they continue to expand and grow, can be very detrimental to you and very deadly. Subcutaneous fat is the fat that you're probably thinking about when you want to lose fat. It's the fat that's right below the skin. It's the belly fat, it's the love handles, it's all of the fat around your body. This study looked at the resistance training group and the cardio group, and it looked at resistance training with cardio was actually better for reducing the subcutaneous fat. Although they were both reducing visceral fat, subcutaneous fat was being reduced better in that group, in the group that was doing the resistance training and the cardio. And this is because they were building lean tissue as well. And muscle tissue definitely helps the body metabolically and also the redistribution of the calories that come into your body when you're eating. So the more muscle you have, the more calories it would require when you're consuming food. Thus, the less amount of calories go into actually being stored for body fat. It's that simple. Yes, cardio is there to burn the fat, but that is on a case-by-case basis. If you stop doing cardio, you will stop losing the calories that you lose when you're doing cardio. But if you start building muscle and you're carrying now muscle on your body, this is a continuous element that's increasing things like insulin sensitivity, that's depleting things like glucose much faster because muscle requires so much energy. So it's also redistributing the calories that you're consuming, pulling it away from being stored to being used to power and to rebuild muscle tissue. So yes, all of these studies are showing that cardio technically is better on a case-by-case basis. But overall, building muscle and having muscle tissue in your body can actually be overall better for you because it increases insulin sensitivity and does all of these different things metabolically to help reduce body fat and help keep body fat off. Simply put, the more muscle you have, the easier it is for you to stay lean. And you have to do resistance training to build muscle. So yes, if you want to lose weight right now and that's all you care about, then cardio is the way to go. But if you want long-term, long-lasting results that continue to give you a residual effect, building muscle is what lets you do that. So in truth, we have to stop looking at it as resistance training versus cardio. We need to be doing both. Because yes, fat loss is an important factor. And on a case-by-case basis, cardio can do that. But cardio also has its own elements that help you in terms of improving your cardiovascular health, improving your heart health. All of that helps you be more efficient when doing resistance training. As you get a better blood flow throughout your body, throughout your muscle tissues, you always want to get your cardio sessions in, but you definitely also want to build muscle as well. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope that this helps you in your journey to burn body fat. And of course, I want to thank my patrons for my Patreon. I'm gonna go ahead and put their names right up here.